Hey, work on that for me, man. Okay. You just be thanking you for making it happen.
We've got like cheap tickets.
Okay. You enjoying it so far?
Okay, exactly. Oh.
You're used to it. Right there. Good. You been there before?
What's up, Jojo? I just left the bail hearing for P. Diddy. To wait till a couple more people get in before I get into it. No, it actually went pretty good. I mean, it went as good as it could possibly go for him. Again, I'm just gonna wait till a couple more people get in. He had a team of lawyers. I'll say one, two, four different lawyers spoke on his behalf. Had a big legal team. His mother was in attendance. All his children were in attendance. Lisa Evers was there as well. His lawyer, the last lawyer, gave a very, very passionate speech on why he believed, Diddy deserved to get bail. Said it's been very hard for them to communicate. But I'm going to wait until a couple more people get in here before I start breaking it down. Just ended, guys. I also have to make my way over to the State Building so we can catch Daniel Penny come out. I did not expect the proceeding to go on as long as it did. That's where we got arrested last time, right there. That's where he got arrested last time. It's raining out here a little bit.
You know who had the best one?
He also wasn't shackled. This is the federal courthouse right here, guys. That was one of the things that his attorneys asked. They did not want him to be shackled, and he was not shackled today. Are they gonna bring him through this front door? They got Homeland Security right here. I guess they may be bringing him through the front door. Again, all his children were in attendance. They all flew in from across the country. His mother as well. I don't know who they expect to give a press release. Probably his lawyers. No, the judge will I was kind of trying to wait for more people to get in here, but the judge will rule on that next week. Um, Couple wins for Diddy. He's been trying to get a laptop for the past couple. Well, since he's been in, I think his attorney said he's been in jail for 66 days. And all during these 66 days, he's been trying to get possession of a laptop so he could review legal files. And today, ahead of the bail hearing, was the first day they were able to get the laptop approved. So they were saying that should happen by Monday. There's things that are classified as attorney documents, and then there's documents that are approved for the defendant. So on that laptop, he won't have possession of some of the materials that are only designated for his defense team. And the judge will review the arguments from both sides, and he said he'll have a decision later this week.
Hurry up and wait thing, man. Oh, that's right.
It's freezing, guys. Absolutely freezing.
The whole day early. You know how I found out?
It is freezing. Hold on 1 second, guys. I gotta tie my pants. Put you guys in my pocket. 1 second.
We gave you what CNN showed you,
That's his children, guys. Children, Diddy's children. Sean Combs. Who is the last son? That's Diddy's mother. Justin, I believe I forget his name. All right, guys, we're gonna head over. That's that. We're gonna head over now to the courthouse. How many people? 290 people. So First time. This was my first time ever in a
You can leave the sticks by my setup.
This is my first time ever in a federal courtroom. I must say, guys, extremely nice, extremely nice. Um, Inside of a federal, like night and day different. The whole floor is carpet inside of the federal courtroom. Everything, it's like beautiful marbled wood, and phones, not just phones, anything electronic, you gotta submit it before you gotta get upstairs. If you're not, are they gonna give a press conference? Why do everybody have their microphones still in? Regardless, I need to get to the other courthouse so I could get my mace and my knife. I'm a little antsy. I don't want to leave it there. Maybe they throw it away, you know? It is freezing. So, yeah, what happened in the court? I'm not gonna lie, the judge he was very persistent on the prosecution, asking them multiple times, why do you believe he shouldn't be allowed out? All of the things they were claiming that we reviewed online, we watched a lot of different things from news outlets, CNN, the viral video we've all seen on CNN. They essentially said that that video was altered. The events that were shown in the video, they didn't all happen in sequence. They did happen, but not all in the sequence, chopped up way that CNN showed it. So let's see who's gonna talk. They're still anticipating somebody coming out to speak. But so as it came under question, well, what is the issue and it's the same question I had with you guys. What is the issue that he released an Instagram video for his birthday with all his children? The prosecutor argued that his intent, he said, essentially in either a text message or via email, he told one of his children that the video, if it can influence even one juror, that's all he needs is one juror. So the prosecution was arguing that he had the intent with that video to influence the jurors jury pool, because the jurors haven't been selected yet. But he had the intention, quote, even if he can influence one juror, then that's enough. So that's what the prosecution argued. His lawyer argued that, that's his First Amendment right. He has the ability to post, and the prosecution kept arguing about obstruction. They said he was a risk to obstruct justice. They also said he was a danger to the community due to the CNN video we saw with Cassie. Diddy, I'm not gonna lie, he looked in really good spirits, guys, like extremely good spirits. He came out when he was brought into the courtroom. He smiled, he waved over to his family, he brought his hands together in like a praying motion, brought his hands together, smiled at his family, waved at them. He was really excited to talk to his lawyers. Before the judge came in, he was talking away. Once he kind of finished that conversation, he looked back and I think it was more directed towards his little daughters. He was waving to them, telling them, well, not he wasn't speaking, but he was, he was not even whispering. He was just mouthing to them. He loved them, smiling. Gave all his lawyers has a team, I want to say about 6 lawyers. So he was happy, good spirits. What are the keynotes? So he wants to hire a private security company. Company is called the Patriot Security, and they would be in charge of screening all his guests, making sure people are approved to come. So this was a big thing. So he wanted to he wanted to have his house in Miami be the house that he gets released to. The problem with that was the judge said, you guys have a boat dock, so he can dock a boat there from Star Island, and then he could the judge didn't say that, but he hinted to the fact that if his property has a boat on it, and no mention was made of it, but Star Island, Miami, it's so close to the Caribbean, so that was absolutely dismissed and not allowed to happen. So their alternative plan was, there's an apartment on the Upper East Side that will act as his that's where he would be allowed to be housed. He'd have to pay for the Patriot security to monitor him. It would be a total of, what did they say, 3 guards, 2 who would stay in the house with him, 1 that would stay downstairs and screen all guests. His son, the darker skinned one, taller one, there were times you could visibly see he was frustrated with what was going on what was going on via the conversations the prosecutor were having. Also, the only time P. Diddy ever had, it seemed like he was upset or frustrated, was when they started to talk about victim or witness 1, which presumably really sounds like Cassie, allegedly. Again, this is all alleged. Witness 1. That was the only time I saw him take a deep breath, and then he went and reached for a sip of water. It's the only time he seemed frustrated or bothered at all. Every other time he was loose, not that upset. Also, his defense team said to the judge essentially that P. Diddy hasn't been written up. The federal prison where he's being housed, all these things that the prosecutors are saying, that he's making calls on other people's phone lines, that he's using this app. Apologies. I didn't know I wasn't going to be able to have any electronics at all. But there's an app that they use in order to contact. I think it's Contact ASAP Contact, that the prisoners are able to use, or not able to use. It's approved by the jail, or it works in sync with the function of the jail, but it's not approved. And in any event, what his defense team said was, hey, he's never been written up. He has no bad remarks against him. So why is it that the prosecutor is saying all these things? Yes, should he make calls from other inmates' phone numbers? Really, no. But essentially what they argued is it's so hard to get in contact. It's so hard for him to keep his case going. Essentially, as you know, his cell was raided. A lot of his legal documents were taken away. When he came to court, he just had ripped up pieces of paper for notes so he could speak with his lawyer. So that's one of the things his lawyer highlighted. Look, it's best that he just be in his home where we could come, we could have approved visitors. The Patriot Security Company could monitor him. He won't be able to have any access to phones or the internet. Um, Everything will be approved. Essentially, he'll behave because he doesn't want to go back into federal prison. So like there's kind of, they didn't say that per se, but that'll be the idea is that's the incentive, is he'll be out, he'll be able to sleep in a house, get his own meals, maybe bring in a chef, whatever, right? So he'll have incentive not to wind up back in federal lockup. So that's some of the things that were argued and discussed. And the judge, I'm not, if I had to be honest, the judge seemingly was more, I'd say he kind of lent an ear more to the side of the defense than the prosecutors, if you're asking me. He kind of was really harsh, not harsh on them, but like, he would say, you're saying obstruction, you're saying he's a flight risk, how, what? His team made the argument, Diddy didn't have to be in New York to be arrested. His team told him, listen, there may be an arrest coming up. Instead of the feds having to come and look for you, you should make yourself available to be in New York. Diddy got on a flight the next day and came to New York. He didn't have to. There was no order that said he needed to be here. He did it at the advice of his lawyers so he could, stand and face trial. So that was one of the big things that his team said when it came to being a flight risk. There's no way that he's a flight risk, because at the end of the day, he's the one who totally decided to come here of his own accord. You guys are weirdo. If nothing happens within the next couple of minutes, I gotta run over to the court, get all my stuff. The hell did he come and walk near me for? But yeah, Lisa Evers was here, walked out of court the same time as her. Guys, the inside of a federal courtroom is absolutely fabulous. The whole entire courtroom is covered in a rug, like with the United States, not logo on it, but like a seal of the United States. I've never been in such a nice, the wood interior was like a nice darkish coffee colored green. It was beautiful. It was real comfortable in there. I'm not gonna lie. It's really nice in there. But yeah, I would say that it went in, not that it went in his favor, but the judge wasn't as harsh to his team as he was to the prosecutors. I don't know who he is, but he just came creeping near me, so I walked over there. Then I turned around, he's walking back towards me. Came over here for a reason. I don't want you eavesdropping on my convo with my peoples. I'm gonna put you guys in my pocket. I was gonna tie my pants before they came out. So I'll be right back, guys. Just literally like 15 seconds. Alright, we're back. And this is what I was thinking. I was thinking if they brought Diddy in, they would, well, he didn't definitely didn't leave through here. If you guys don't know, there's like all type of underground tunnels and that connect buildings to buildings and underground garages. So he's not coming, or he didn't come through the front. He most definitely won't be leaving through the front. The U.S. Marshals were the people who transported him. Again, this was the P. Diddy hearing. I'd say it went well for him, about as well as it could go. About as well as it could go. Time we got 4:30. As long as we get there before 5, I could get my tools. Let me see, how's it going? Dude, you're out there in the rain. You're going to get sick. It is what it is. Dale in the house, Jocko in the house, JoJo in the house. It was nice in there, guys. Like, I mean, the hearing aside, it was really, really, like, the decor of the courtroom. Never been in a federal courtroom before. It was very, very, very nice. Keon in the house, Dale in the house, JoJo, Behave in the house. My fingers are freezing. Shout out to all the mods. Outside the federal courthouse in New York, guys. Just saw the Diddy, or just sat in on the Diddy hearing. I'd say it went positive for him. He also finally got approved to get his laptop, so he'll have a laptop now while he's in there, and he'll be able to review a lot of the evidence, not all the evidence. Specifically, what was said is there is evidence that's available for the defendant and evidence that's available for the attorney of the defendant, which I feel like you should be entitled to all your evidence, right? But I guess obviously because it's a laptop, security issues, the argument could be made that, you know, evidence could be compromised, things of that nature. But what if he was defending himself, right? Like, I don't know. I'm defending it's you versus the state. I think anything your lawyer gets, you should be entitled to. But what's going to be on that laptop, it won't be the complete evidence. They designated some evidence as only for the attorney, and other evidence, some of it is available to the client. Which don't really make much sense to me. It's like I'm the person I'm the reason we're here, everybody. Like, shouldn't I be entitled to everything? Maybe I'll see something in the evidence that I could tell my lawyer, whoa, this is completely false, and I can prove that it's false. But, you know, if that evidence isn't available to you, or this person's a liar and I could prove they're a liar because of this, but if that evidence isn't available to you, how would you be able to do that? Gag order. Here's the funny thing. So they talked about the gag order. They did rehash and go over the gag order. P. Diddy and the defense are the people who requested the gag order. So the thing with his birthday, right? With his birthday, releasing that video, the prosecution was trying to say that video violated the gag order. They said Diddy was tired of all the information being leaked to the media. He felt it was unfair to him getting a just trial. And his team, the defense, actually requested the gag order. So the prosecutor said, look, Your Honor, just 3 days after or 2 days after, whatever it was, P. Diddy sent this message to his son and told him he wanted to post this video. The son in turn said that he spoke to the attorneys. The son spoke to the attorneys And the attorneys told his son it's not a good idea. P. Diddy then replied to his son, "I don't care, it's my birthday. Post the video, I want to make it." So that was one of the prosecutor's argument, that he was violating the gag order. But the judge even kind of looked at it and said, him posting a video of his children telling him happy birthday is him violating the gag order. That constitutes obstruction, because that's the argument they were making, that it's obstruction. So that was one of the things. I don't think anybody's coming out to speak. It's freezing. I also have to get my things out of the court, and we could also catch coming out of the court. So I think I'm gonna go over to the other court, check in, get my things, and get out of here.
Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. I don't think they're coming out to talk to you guys, but it's long gone already. The family's gone. Gonna start after doing that winter thing where one hand goes in the pocket, gets warm, then the other one comes out, holds the phone, while the other one goes in the pocket, gets warm. It's freezing. I wish I could just give them my ticket at the door and not have to. I don't want to go through security to get my things. I hope I could just give it to them at the door and get it. It makes no sense to do that. What's going on in the chat? The diddler, yes, we sat in the trial. I'm not the trial, sorry, apologies. We sat in the hearing for bail. The judge will rule on it next week. The judge listened to both arguments. Again, I don't want to say he was on the side of the defense, but it definitely leaned in that way. He was kind of like pressuring the prosecutors to come up with valid reasons why he's a flight risk, why he's a danger to the community. They also referenced a couple other cases. The prosecutor was saying that gentleman was 80-something years old. Diddy's substantially younger. Involving Abercrombie and Fitch, which those people are accused of doing much, much more vile, vicious things to male models, like some very, very, very violent things. So the the defense just argued, hey, if they could get bail with the vicious, vile things they did, aggressive, forceful violations of these young men, $10 million bail. He was released to his father, custody of his father. Diddy would be being released to the custody of the Patriot Security. Let's go get my knife. Pepper spray. So nobody's out here to see Daniel Penny leave? Hold on, guys. I'm going to put you guys in my pocket. Do I have to go through property if I want to just get my property back? Would I be able to just give it to you guys?
I think it's 7th floor, but I'll check.
No, no.
It's in
It's
here.
my
Oh, you got
pepper
something?
spray and
Alright, hang it. You gotta go through. Hang on.
all right. So I'm gonna just wait to. This is criminal court, guys. Oh, they're all clocking out. This is what it looks like when the courts clock out. That's crazy. I used to get in trouble for waiting at like the clock out line. Weren't allowed to do that at my job. Hang around at the clock out line. Supposed to work up until you go home.
You got the knife and spray, right?
Yeah.
I remember from before. I got you.
All right, thank you.
Remember, she got the same last name as me too. So if you sign right where it says return.
Thank you, boss.
Good night.
Thank you. You too. That's funny, right? The same thing I got arrested for is the same thing they hold for me. I don't do no lacking. No lack, like the Chicago kids say. No lacking, no lacking. All these high-profile security guards, all these high-profile people, they have, all these high-profile people, they have security, all these things. I'm one who does not. I gotta be my own security, my own cameraman, my own anchor woman, you know? Did Diddy make bond? No. Both parties made their arguments. They both made their arguments, and the judge will rule on it, and he will have a decision, as he said, sometime later next week. first he said Monday, but then he said sometime next week for sure. So we got to look forward to that. Everybody in the courtroom was kind of like astonished. They were like, you know what? Everybody was expecting for him to rule on it today, but he said sometime next week. So now we're going to wait to see Daniel Penny exit the courthouse. Unless, did he? I don't think he left early today because nobody would be here. You know what I mean? All these people who are here. Like, why would the media still be here if he was gone? There's a couple people left. I think, yeah, there's like some people over there. So we're going to hang out to hopefully get a glimpse of him come out. So how's everybody doing this Friday evening? Any plans for you guys today? Tonight? Anything good out on the menu? Martha, do I think he'll get out? Honestly, based off what the judge, like, mind you, the judge was the judge was way more critical on the prosecution than they were critical on the defense. They did ask the defense, hey, the prosecution's making the argument. He's doing all this in jail. Why would we essentially reward him by giving him home confinement? The judge said, like, I mean, not the judge, the defense said basically because of how hard it is for him to communicate and all the things going on with him specifically, the reason he's contacting through the ASAP Contact app and using other prisoners' phones, they didn't say this specifically. I don't know why, but they should have. They said, you know, he's only allowed to make a certain amount of calls a week, a day. So he can't possibly make all the calls that he needs. So that's essentially why he uses other people's lines to make calls. He just doesn't have the credits available to him. Not that he can't afford it. It's just you can't just sit on the phone all day in jail, right? Like, it's jail. You're supposed to be punished. You can't just hang out in jail and talk on the phone to your girl or anybody all day. So you're only allowed to make a certain amount of calls. So the reason he's using other people's phone is because they don't need it. And he's paying them, hey, I need to make a call. I need to talk to my lawyer. I need to talk to my CEO of this company, right? Bad Boy Records. What was the other thing that I think he sold? Or he had to step down, but at one point he was in charge of it. That Drink Champs was under it. I don't recall. I can't think of the name. Revolt TV, right? Revolt TV, he may need to talk to a CEO there. Ciroc, at one point he was on the board there, right? All these different things, legal lawyers, civil lawyers, criminal lawyers, real estate lawyers, like there's so many people he needs to talk to. He didn't stop being a businessman once he got arrested, right? So all these calls he needs to still make. Yeah, I give you 50 honey buns for calls you didn't even need. Like, you were probably, nobody want to talk to you while you're in jail anyway. So give me the calls. Let me talk to my son. Let me talk to my kids. Let me talk to my lawyers. And you get compensated. You get a couple honey buns on the arm. He was in really good spirits, guys. Like, he wasn't shy. He wasn't docile. He wasn't with his head down. He was smiling, waving at his kids, put two prayer hands together as he motioned to them, told her, I think it was towards his daughters more, his little daughters, telling them he loves them. He didn't say the words, but like he made it very clear with how he motioned his lips. We just finished seeing P. Diddy come out of court. I mean, P. Diddy. Well, we just saw his family, right? Everybody saw that. His kids came out of court next week. Next week we'll have a hearing, or they'll have a hearing to decide if they're going to give him bail or not, the judge. And now we're waiting for Daniel Penny to exit the courtroom. Exit court altogether. Last time that happened at like 5:10. 5:10ish. So perhaps it'll take place in that time frame again here today. What am I gonna eat today? That's the thing. That's the question. I don't even understand because I don't even see the court police. They're not out here, but then again, it is raining, so maybe that'll be the reason that they're not. Some of the media is still out here. Make sure I'm not just standing here like a meatball. Meatball Parmesan sandwich. No, they're gone. Where'd they go? Is that them right there? I'm gonna stick around till like, oh, so the slasher, we talked about him earlier. He was forcibly removed from the court after having several loud outbursts. Said he wanted to speak for himself. Said he doesn't even know the lawyer. Said something about schizophrenia as he was being pushed out of the courtroom. I don't know, I might have to have Domino's. It's been a busy day. Pretty eventful day. But the slasher, the man who slashed the tourist, he was given $150,000 bail. We saw his mother come out of the courtroom. I'll have shorts up of everything later. Shorts of Diddy's family exiting court, shorts of the slasher's mother, who was the one who turned him in after she saw the NYPD, or she saw it on the news. She actually called into the NYPD and said, "That's my son." And I believe she let them know where they could find him. So even though she raised a bad boy, she did the right thing, turned him in. Yeah, they left all their stools and equipment out here. I just don't. Maybe they're inside. I'm the only person standing out here like a meatball. Man, I should have asked that before I asked for my stuff back. I should have asked them, can I? Well, I think I can, but you want to be sure. You guys saw me recording in the hallway before. But for that specific floor and that specific trial, I should have asked them if I could record from inside. Maybe that's where everybody is instead of standing out in the rain. We saw Daniel Penny enter court today. Actually, guys in the chat, because you guys would be able to tell me, did Daniel Penny leave early? Did they rest their case early today? Did they conclude the case early today? Because the media was hanging out there. 2 guys, they left. Still got one across the street. They're hanging out in the car. Did it conclude early today? Anybody know? Did the trial conclude early today? Sometimes the judge does do that. It's the weekend. Everybody go home, relax. I'm going to let you guys go early today. Court will conclude Monday. Or you know how it goes. Somebody said yes. Are you saying yes to me, World G? World going mad? It's 5 o'clock in the States. 4:56. It was crazy. Somebody had a bullhorn. If you go and look at the beginning of the video, when I got here, somebody was standing across the street with a bullhorn, calling him the subway strangler. Subway strangler. And not somebody. He's a pretty known New York activist, you could say, New York protester, activist. I just want to eat pizza and go. It's so cold. It's so cold. Actually, when I get off, I'll see if any of my good old buddies want to buy me a beer. I really don't feel like drinking, but I really don't feel like going to the store this early either. Eventful day, guys. From what I heard too, what they told me is that the individual who RIP'd 3 New Yorkers, he was in court today as well. So who knows? Earlier today, when we saw those guys come out with machine guns to escort whoever that was in that van into the courthouse, that could have been the slasher, or it could have been the slasher or the... What did she throw right there? I'll go live later tonight, guys, so I can rehash more when I'm in a little bit more comfortable, warmer environment. Sit down and, I also got to get myself a little notepad. I look like a novice, a complete rookie. Everybody was in there jotting down notes, key words, key facts. I was sitting there like a meatball parmesan sandwich as they took away my phone. I also had I have a digital notepad, real small, but all electronics. I had to even give up my headphones. Any type of electronic at all, if you're not a in-house press, they take away all your devices, even your headphones, your Apple people. They took away people's Apple watches, Google watches. So anything electronic, they must go. So I was just sitting there like a meatball, couldn't do anything except pay very close attention with my photographic memory and we'll wait around. What time is it? 5 o'clock on the dot. I'll wait around to 5:10ish. Again, guys, it's freezing. Completely freezing. I mean, would they leave these barricades up like this? Or they probably just will leave it up like this until the conclusion of the trial, right? And they're not gonna be lazy. They're not gonna put it away every day. I see so many court officers going upstairs right now, though. Yeah, we're gonna stick around. Anytime it comes to anything with Daniel Penny, they have a large escort for him. So high profile. Letting who out? Yovine Rivera, letting who out? He's standing trial. He goes home every day. He made bail. He is out on bail. He doesn't have to stay in jail until or unless he's convicted. At the end of every court date, he goes home. Or maybe you were asking about Diddy. No, we won't find out if his bail hearing, if his defense argued him free. We won't hear that until next week. The judge said at first we'd know by Monday, but then he said sometime later next week. So. It is so cold. So cold. And it's raining. It's cold and it's raining. Put on my hat. I should go out there and ask them, but actually my bag, I need to put it over. My battery pack is getting wet. Even though it's waterproof, I don't want it to get wet. It's getting soaked. It is waterproof or resistant, but I don't want it to get wet. But yeah, guys, the federal courtroom is beautiful. Like, absolutely beautiful. It's very nice inside. First time ever in the federal courthouse or a federal courtroom. Nice, neat experience. Can anybody tell me, or let me, maybe I ask this guy. Well, he wouldn't know. He's not court. It's generally court who deals with it. No, that guy, that guy right there, he deals with all the people downstairs inside the central bookings, the tombs. When I was in there, he was like not the main, but one of the cops who deal with the inmates. Oh my God, it's so cold. Bro, take her home and get a room already. It's freezing cold. You guys have been standing here chit-chatting away. Oh, it's freezing. Freezing. 5:08. Wait, they're locking the doors? Is that what he's doing? Are they locked? No, she doesn't work here. is going on? Mind your business. 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 Go home. Mind your business. No, we're gonna find out this coming week, next week. Judge is gonna deliberate on it. Guys. I think he should have a positive outlook on it. The arguments were made that he's obstructing. Like, their main point was really about the birthday video and what he said to his son, that he didn't care to upload the video. It's his birthday. He doesn't care what the lawyer said. But as the judge said, like, so you're telling me obstruction is him putting up a video on his birthday to show himself in a positive light? Him putting up a video to show he's a family man is obstructing? It's obstructing the jury. That's what they said. They said he said to one of his sons that if we can just get to one juror, if we could get one juror, I think that was the quote, if we can get just one juror. And it was all in reference to the birthday video, when he was trying to get them to post a birthday video. But the judge, you could tell the judge didn't take that serious. The judge was like, he didn't say whether it was obstruction or not, but he just kept telling the prosecutor, he was like, so you're saying that's obstruction? Is there anything else that you're saying? Only that alone? And the prosecutor was saying, well, it's the intent to influence a fair trial. And they're saying he's saying one juror. So if the birthday video on his Instagram can influence one juror, they're saying his intent was to influence the juror. But the judge did not seem to care about that at all. The judge kind of just, basically the judge just kept saying, like, what else? Like, give me something more. They didn't really have much more to give him. They said that he would have to, on top of his intent to influence the juror and to violate the gag order, what he has to do to violate the gag order and be committing obstruction is he would have to give information that the general public is not aware of. Him having a birthday and all his kids gathering to say happy birthday, they was like, the judge said, like, well, why wouldn't he have you guys do it, to his lawyers? And the lawyers were like, that is something, if the court wants us to do in the future, we'll do that, but that's generally a media team. What's the term of people that you hire to a publicist? They said, we're really designed for legal and to take care of legal matters. That's not generally something you do. They said if that's what you would like us to do, we would most definitely do that, but that's something a publicist would handle. And you could tell, again, the judge, he wasn't really big on any of it. He was just going through the motions, but with the prosecution, he was kind of very harsh on their stance. Like, Give me more. You can't just tell me he's obstructing and violating the gag order because he had his kids put up a positive video on his birthday. Time is it? 5:15. I think it might have concluded early, guys. Press, all the other media got wind. Got wind of what was going on. Maybe it went out through the back door. Maybe it ended early. I don't know, but everybody's going for the most part. I'm a skedaddle too. It's raining. It's freezing. It's a very eventful day in New York. Oh man, guys, as always, man, you guys have been completely amazing in every way. I appreciate every last one of you tuning in. Again, I'm gonna be heading back to, I don't know if I'm gonna go home or to the store, probably the store, and we'll dig into it a little bit more. Oh man, it's freezing. And I'm sure, again, I gotta get a notepad. I felt so stupid. Everybody had their notepad. I was sitting there because they took all the electronics. You had to submit every electron. Look at this. I never noticed this here. They got an electric charger pump. Yeah, all the media's wrapping everything up. They probably got word he left or wasn't here. So yeah, I'll be heading back. Why you keep just driving in the crosswalk, jerk off? So I'm gonna eat some Domino's pizza, head back, bundle up for the night, whether that's home, in the store, and we'll get into more of Diddy. I'm sure things will come back to me more and more as they talk about different little things that took place today. Family court. Yeah, it's dark. Gets dark real early, plus all the cloud covered. And it is freezing. I gotta switch hands again. My right hand's my strong hand, but it's just so funny, right, guys? The same knife that they accused of being illegal in brass knuckles is the same exact one I turn in every time I go inside the courts. Which if you bring a weapon that's illegal and you try to check it, what happens is they can keep it and they can charge you with possession of a dead dangerous weapon. Which is why it's just so funny to me, and I point it out every time I go to court to you guys, because that charge is going to be dropped so hard, but it's keeping me in New York.
But like every 10 minutes I said, and I just got done telling you.
Which, as we all know, I would more than love to be in Thailand. So these are all things that my lawyer's going to bring up. Please tap the screen twice. Thank you for Corvette Girl. Maurice, it's because you're closer to the equator. What time is it? It's a little past 5 in New York, like 5:20. Didn't we just see this Ferrari the other day somewhere? Is it the same one? I saw the same one the other day somewhere. Take off my press credentials. Well, actually, I don't want it to get wet and then the ink to come off, or just keep it closed for the time being. But yeah, guys, I would say that Herring went mostly in Diddy's favor. If I had to give it a percentage, I'd say like 65% in his favor, 35% in the other direction for the defense. Like, it's heavily leaning towards him, like, having a much more successful day. The judge wasn't nearly, and again, it's not harsh, but he was like, essentially just telling him, like, balance out your point more. Like, what's your point? He posted a video for his birthday with the intent to influence jurors. There are no jurors yet to influence, but he's trying to influence the jury pool. But he didn't use any information. He's just trying to show himself in a positive light on social media. And one of the things too is his lawyers didn't even argue that. Like, they didn't say, you know, he is a celebrity. His public image, his businesses that he runs, like, it's necessary for him to show himself in a positive light. His lawyers didn't even do that. Which I was like, I don't get it. Like, you guys are being paid hundreds of thousands of dollars. You should make every argument that you possibly can that, hey, is it bad for a celebrity to have his kids meet him or call him from jail so he could post it on social media and be seen by the general public? Like, he's been doing this before he went to jail, trying to show himself in a positive light. He's a celebrity. He's a businessman. Part of his celebrity is that he's famous, that he needs to be shown in a good light. So I don't know why his lawyers didn't make that argument, but they just said they were just saying it's not obstruction. Him having his children post, they just kept just saying it's his First Amendment right to do that. They didn't have any argument that he's a celebrity, he's a businessman, he has a duty to himself and his shareholders. They just stuck to the point that it's his First Amendment right. Well, see Nathan in the house, and Champion in the house, Nick Johnson in the house. Appreciate all you guys. Ron G, Corvette Girl. But yeah, we'll get more into it. I immediately, like, I felt shameful sitting in a court without a notepad. Everybody sitting, jotting things down. Me, nothing. I just had to go off pure memory. A lot of little details that I would have liked. The names of all the attorneys. The name of there's a case that they were using. It's the Abercrombie and Fitch. Is it Abercrombie? Yeah, Abercrombie and Fitch. How those two men violated all those male models, like viciously forced them to sign NDAs after they viciously assaulted them. That man was only granted a $10 million bond. He was released to the custody of his father. P. Diddy saying, hey, I'm hiring this company. This is what they do. I think they did the same thing for NBA Youngboy. When NBA Youngboy was staying in Utah before he got put back in federal jail, he was doing the same thing with the Patriot Security, who provide 24-hour, around-the-clock security. So Diddy's saying, hey, you gave this white guy $10 million bail. He's accused of doing some very vicious stuff internationally. You guys are saying I had freak-offs. And they used that word in the court, too. That was when they said that when Cassie ran out the hotel room, it was in the middle of a quote-unquote freak-off. There was a male paid escort who was in the room. And also one of the facts that came out is essentially the prosecutor knows this. She left his room with clothes. What was in that bag was not her clothes. It was his clothes, and it was one of his cell phones. He also paid. Oh, this is another thing. This is why, guys, I'm pissed I didn't have a notepad. Diddy paid the hotel $100,000. Paid the hotel $100,000 for that tape. So the reason the tape had never come out before is because he had bought it for $100,000. So it is seeming like CNN got that tape after his house got raided. He bought all copies. The hotel did not release the tape. I forget the name of the hotel. But he was in possession of the only copy of the tape. So when they did raid his house, they did, however CNN got it, it's looking like allegedly it was leaked by whatever department. I don't know if it was Department of State, Department of Homeland Security, but whoever conducted that raid, it's seeming like allegedly, I don't know for a fact, because that's not what they said. But they said Diddy had the only copy because he paid $100,000 for the copies. And they said it didn't make it right. He still shouldn't have did it, but the bag of clothes and the cell phone that she was leaving with was his. That's one of the things they argued. They said it doesn't matter if he threw a vase or he threw, because I guess they're saying he didn't throw the vase. He threw the contents of the vase at her. And the prosecutor was saying it doesn't matter. Like, he kicked her. Oh, no, the judge said it doesn't matter if he threw the vase or he threw the contents of the vase. He did push her to the ground. He did kick her. But he was saying, he also went to say, does that make him a danger to the community? They were saying that he had improper contact with witness one, who it seems like is Cassie, but she messaged him first. It's a lot of little technicalities. She messaged him, hi, how are you? He messaged her back, hi, I'm good, how are you? They didn't, again, this is all allegedly, they didn't specifically say this because it's closed, it's sealed documents. They didn't reveal those documents to the public yet. But she said that the defense attorney who spoke at that portion of the case said that That was the nature of the conversation. Hey, how are you? I'm fine. How are you? It's still sealed, but she hinted that was the nature of the conversation. It's not an improper conversation. She reached out to him first. He asked her essentially how she was doing. There was no improper interaction. And since it's happened, his defense told him, hey, don't do it anymore. But she reached out to him, not the other way around. One second, guys. I gotta pay for the bus. Thank you. We'll see what happens next week. Who said that? CC Ryder. We'll see what happens next week. Again, like I'm at this point with what happened, I would not be surprised if the judge grants him bail. The judge said absolutely.
Please exit through the rear door.
The judge said absolutely not to him going to Miami. But in terms of New York, he was highly willing to consider that. He
This
said
stop is
Miami,
Avenue of the Americas and White Street.
absolutely not. He's got a boat. He's got a boat dock. You know, essentially he could go on a run. They said no. Manhattan apartment, Upper East Side, 3 bedrooms. 2 of the agents would be in the house with him. Another one would be downstairs monitoring who's allowed to come up to see him. So
Doors closing.
not only do you have to turn your phones in, you have to turn your phones completely off before you before you give it to them, for them to check it and keep it for safekeeping. You have to turn your phones and all your electronic devices completely off. They don't even take it if it's not off. It has to come completely off. So both of my phones were completely off.
Next stop, Avenue of the Americas and West Broadway.
CC Ryder. Well, that's what his lawyer argued. His lawyer argued like, well, if he does these bad behaviors, his lawyer was trying to argue that it's easier for him to be monitored. His lawyers argued that it'll be harder for him to be monitored. They said that in the jails, as everybody knows, people get access to cell phones. They said once he's in the house and he could get approved calls and all these type of things, they said essentially there'll be no need for him to use other inmates' numbers and use the ASAP contact app. He won't need to do any of that, they said. They said essentially once he's there, once he's inside of his home, he'll be able to use his phones for his contacted, his approved contacts. It'll be monitored. It's an independent, the Patriot Security's an independent company. They're not going to risk their livelihood and the reputation of their company just because he's paying them. They had the owner, the CEO, founder of the security company was in the courtroom. At one point, they were able to call him up to give some testimony to his security group, but they decided not to. They didn't need him. He went to sit back down. So, I don't know, guys. If you're asking me, from what I saw in the courtroom today, I think he's going to get bailed. In all honesty, like if I had to bet money on it, I would bet that he's going to get bailed next week. From everything that was said in the courtroom, how the judge reacted, the defense that his team put up, the argument his defense team put up, like I said, he had about 6-7 lawyers. The prosecutors, the judge was kind of not drilling them, but asking them, hey, make your case. You said he's obstruction. You said he put up a birthday video. That's obstruction? He's like, is that the definition of obstruction? Like he was kind of like begging them to give him more. And he did it for both sides. Like he would ask them, so you're saying that he'll be good once we allow him to go to his apartment? They're saying he did all of this in court, but as the defense said, they said he's clean when it comes to the jail. Basically, he hasn't been written up for anything. He hasn't been issued any tickets. He hasn't been written up for misconduct. He's been a model citizen in the jail. They said it's only the prosecutor saying all these things. The prosecutor for the past 66 days have not given him his laptop, so they're saying the best way for things to go is for him to be in his apartment where they can have access to him, where they can mount a proper case, where he can easily contact his attorneys, compile his evidence, his notes that he wants to discuss with attorneys. They can come visit him. The defense also made mention that, hey, he uses his kids. He's used his kids to reach out to people. He's used people that work for him. Who's to say that these Patriot people, he's going to be paying them. He's going to be with them every day, so who's to say they don't start doing things on his behalf because he's paying them. And that's why they were going to bring up the CEO, the founder of the company, because they were saying, hey, this guy does this for a living. He's not going to ruin the reputation of his company for P. Diddy. So want to order my Domino's. This dude has blanked people. He is really getting out. He's doing all this in jail. His assets should be confiscated already. He's coming out. Again, it's not a fact that he's gonna get out, but from what I saw from the judge's reactions to everything, if I had to bet money, I would bet that I'm leaning towards more the fact that the judge is going to grant him bail. Not only the restriction, and his attorneys left it open. They said, look, here's all the things we're willing to do to allow him to get out, but any other recommendations, any other thing they want to add, if a member of the prosecution wants to put one of the members from their office to stay in the house as well, we're open to that. Any other recommendations the prosecution has to restrict his movement, his ability to contact people, we will submit to all of that. So not only what they have proposed, on top of what they've proposed, any other thing that the prosecution wants to submit and make a mandate, they're up for it. So again, with the judge's reaction, especially the closing statement from the defense, I'm feeling and leaning towards him possibly. I wouldn't be shocked, but again, like if I had to bet money on it, I'd bet that he's gonna get out sometime next week. We've been using this thing like crazy. Using this thing like crazy the past couple of days. Who said that? Dre, you don't think everybody's innocent until proven guilty? This is America, by the way. Thank you, Giovanna. Miss Rivera, thank you so much. But yeah, once I arrive, I don't know what I'm gonna do. If I'm gonna go to the store or I'm gonna go home, but it's only 5:41, so yeah, once I get wherever I'm going, settle in, go live, and we can discuss more. I gotta get a notepad. I was really upset about that. Had no way to write down notes. I should have way more information, you know. I just gotta jog my memory. The more they talk about it, the more we watch things on it, more things that happened in the court will come to mind. But like I told you guys before, Diddy was in great spirits. His kids were more like uptight and upset. The youngest one, the darker, the one that's dark skinned, tall, skinny, he was visibly like upset. He wasn't hiding the fact that he was upset, displeased. But Diddy, great spirits, came out as soon as he came out.
This stop is 6th Avenue and Grand Street.
He looked for his family, saw them. Waved to them, smiled to them. He mouthed it. He didn't say any words, but he mouthed it. You know, I love you. Made like a prayer hand to them. Out of his head. Kids not so happy, not so much. I love you, Hank. I appreciate you being here, brother. Hanky's cranky. Hank, you should have a Snickers. You're grumpy when you don't eat. Have a Snickers, Hank. regardless of what happens, now Diddy has so much fun with those.
Bus riders, why not tap with Omni? Everyone does. This bus will be even faster. Go to omni.info to learn more.
Hello, customers. You are the eyes and ears of New York. To report any suspicious activities,
So your name is Ivani?
call 1-888-NYC SAFE. Always, if you see something, say something.
Ivani Rivera. Am I saying it right? Ivani Rivera.
Next stop, 6th Avenue and Broome Street.
I think we got a lot of Yvonne. All right. Yvonne, pleasure having you here.
This stop is 6th Avenue and Broome Street.
Yeah, he almost made me say that. You know, I gotta be careful what you guys can say what you want in the chat. But what I say out of my mouth on YouTube, I have to be very careful. He almost got me to say that. People are so dangerous in the comments. I would have immediately gotten a strike. Immediately. Oiled up what?
Next
YouTube.
stop, 6th Avenue and Spring Street.
YouTube would have said, David, your recent comments violate our community guidelines. Therefore, we have given you a strike. If you incur 2 more strikes, your channel will or may be terminated. Please watch our videos to fall in compliance. He almost got me to say it, guys. YouTube almost had to smack my hand, but I caught him. I caught myself. David, are you gonna post up on the top? Nah, it's pouring rain. It's pouring out. I would love to, but it's pouring. I'm gonna eat some Domino's and go home.
Next stop, 6th Avenue and Prince Street. Transfer available to M21.
No, what Farmer said. Farmer
This
had
stop is
said.
6th Avenue and Prince
What did
Street.
Farmer say? This is what Farmer said. I'll pin the message. Farmer said this. And if I would have said that, I would have got in trouble. I was reading his comment, but I caught that he said some naughty things. So I didn't finish the whole comment. Shad Ryan.
Next stop, 6th Avenue and West Houston Street.
I mean,
Please exit through the rear
I'm
door.
not saying he's gonna get out, but in my opinion, from what I saw today, I'm leaning towards him getting out. The prosecutors didn't put up a very good defense. Plus, there were
This stop is 6th Avenue and West Houston
there
Street.
were a lot of sealed things that they were referring to. The judge knows about it. The defense, they said they only got it 2 days ago, but the defense knows about the sealed evidence. Defense knows about sealed evidence, prosecutor and the judge, and they reference it a lot. They couldn't talk about it in open court, but it still didn't even seem big enough to where the judge felt it impacted bail. So
West 3rd Street. Transfers available to the A, B, C, D, E, F and M trains and M8.
oh, Chad Ryan, yeah, in Mexico. I knew you were on a cruise at some point, but I didn't know you were down in Mexico. I hope you could hit up Cancun. Cancun is amazing. Talking about the hotel zone. Stay downtown. Downtown Cancun. Beautiful, good people.
This stop is Avenue of the Americas and West 3rd Street.
Who's bothering other people? Who am I bothering? I'm not sure where I'm going yet. I don't know if I'm gonna go home or I'm gonna go to the store, but when I get wherever I'm going, I'll be live again. I don't know, I'm either gonna head to Queens or I'm gonna head to Long Island. All depends. All depends if I'm needed at the store or not. Farmer's a funny dude. No, I'm not wandering. There's 2 places I'm about to go. It's one or the other. I'm gonna eat pizza first, so I don't gotta go back out in the rain. Got the Domino's ready to go. Just gotta hit the button. Again, guys, subscribe on or follow on TikTok.
Next stop, Avenue of the Americas
David,
and
New York,
Waverly Place.
NYNYC on TikTok.
Transfers available to the A, B, C, D, E, F and M trains, NJ Path and M8. Please exit through the rear door.
But I'm gonna end this here, guys. I'm not gonna take you on my pizza eating extravaganza. Look for me around. What time is it? 6 o'clock. Look
This
for me
stop is
around
Avenue of the
8,
Americas in Waverly Place.
9 o'clock. I'll be going live and we'll get a little bit more in depth on what happened with Diddy. But I appreciate you guys. Yeah, I just need to get once I get to 300 on TikTok, I'll be going live there a lot more often, and we're gonna get into a different type of content. I do a lot of those group lives on TikTok with a couple of my friends from Thailand, female friends, so that'll be interesting. But yeah, guys, definitely hit that subscribe
Avenue of the
button.
Americas and West 10th Street. Transfers
Turn on the
available to NJ
notification
Patent
so we can
MA.
get all the updates. Really, it's Monday through Fridays. We'll be down in the court for the foreseeable future with all the cases going on. So appreciate you guys, man. I'm gonna end this here. Love you guys. Everybody have a good night. Stay warm. See you guys in a few. All right. Peace out.